my name is Yvette Young. Welcome to NAMM 2025. I'm so excited this year because I get to debut my signature pedal that I developed alongside Walrus. Let's just dive in. It's right over here. I guess aesthetically, I designed the art. It's called the Qi Etherealizer, and I named it that because Qi in Chinese means life force, energy. And I wanted to develop a pedal that conveyed that sort of just like spontaneous energy, something that is really inspiring. So I did the art for it. Also, you may notice that there's a lot of knobs. Don't be intimidated. It's actually really easy to use. I'm someone who, if it's too complicated, I am very nervous to use it because I get confused. But the way that we developed this is very streamlined and it has workflow in mind. So if you think about it, it's actually 4 different pedals. Each section vertically is a pedal. This is chorus and modulation. This is delay. This is granular features and a phrase sampler. And this is your reverb and filter and your wet dry mix. So it's, at the end of the day, kind of like getting 4 pedals in one. So don't be afraid. It has series and parallel. In series, everything kind of feeds into each other. So it's this way to this way. But in parallel, it's actually wonderful because each section doesn't affect the other, and you can blend in a little bit of your dry guitar so that you can have the effects as wet as you want without it muddying your tone. I've talked a lot about it. Let's go ahead and dive into some sounds. So, I thought it would be cool. One of my favorite effects is modulation and chorus, and I'm really inspired by the JC120. So I kind of wanted to create a chorus sound with them that was reminiscent of that. So let's just hear it with a little bit of delay. So it's just like a very sparkly chorus sound, nothing new, but again, one of my favorite tones, so I had to include it. And let's go ahead and let's hear how the delay is impacted when we have it parallel. So I have it pretty maxed out right now. So yeah, as you can hear, this original guitar dry signal blended in, but the delays are very pronounced. And I have it on the self oscillate mode right here. If you press this, it kind of just like generates oscillation, which is one of my favorite things to do live for transitions and things like that. Yeah, I showed you the basic part. I kind of want to go into the more wild effects right now. This is my favorite portion of the pedal. It's great for generating ideas. When I dreamed up the idea for this pedal, my main objective for it was for it to be kind of like an inspiration machine and a way for people to play with themselves at home and just generate a wash of color underneath, and also have something generate ideas for them in the studio too. I think a lot of times as guitarists, we feel a little stale because we play the same thing over and over again, and it's like, oh, I need something that sounds fresh. And I've been really, really into anything that kind of takes control away from me as a guitarist, and also things that add abstraction. So this is definitely abstraction, but I'll go through the pretty stuff first. Let's just make a pad. So right now you can hear that it took a sampling of what I'm playing and it's just doing a granular effect on it. And then I froze it. So this is really useful because if you play something just with a couple of notes, you can generate just a huge wash of sound. I'm gonna go ahead and up the space. This is a reverb. And as you turn the knob, it cycles through different types of reverb. And I'm just gonna go max it out so you can hear it go from these articulate little notes to just a wash of sound. And as I turn the mix down, I can play with it. I'll turn it back up, and while it's frozen, you can cycle through different rates. This is kind of just controlling how fast the samples play back at you. So I have it on 2 times, which is why it's like a couple octaves up. But if I do reverse, so yeah, we just made a couple of very ethereal sounding ambient pads. I'm gonna go to the wildest part of this pedal, which is the phrase sampler. Honestly, it's really hard to control, but I think that's the fun part of it. How I like to use it is I just sit and feed it information from my guitar, like just play random riffs into it. And it takes that, it cuts it up and it plays it back. And it's just nice to just record it in a DAW, choose really cool moments and comp them together. So let's see what happens. So it's doing kind of like crazy random stuff right now. Yeah, so it's on the double speed. Let's put it on random. Random is my favorite because it's like very, it's very random. It's gonna cycle through the different speeds, halftime, double speed, reverse. Yeah, let's see what happens. It's doing its own crazy thing right now. And then now, if you hold the middle button, it'll freeze. Or no, it'll not freeze, sorry. It'll max out the reverb. And that's pretty much everything it does. Well, most of it.